What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be discussing my most anticipated fight at UFC 299, and that of course is Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint-Denis. This fight is truly going to be a war. You have two incredible high-level lightweights putting it all out on the line for a chance closer to a title, and you have the vet versus the new guy, and I think both of these guys' styles mix together perfectly, and it's going to create an amazing fight. So let's take a look at what both of these guys have done recently. Dustin Poirier, on one hand, last time out, fought Justin Gaethje, where he lost. He was head kicked, knocked out, and yeah, not exactly something you want to see for Poirier, especially at this point in his career. Age isn't really on his side, and to get brutally knocked out like that, it's not a good look, and it's not going to be good for him in the near future. Benoit Saint-Denis, of course, is coming off of a win and an amazing knockout against Matt Frevola at MSG of last year, and he looked amazing in that fight. He looked like a killer. He's looked like the killer in all of his recent performances, but that one in particular against Matt Frevola on the big stage on pay-per-view at Madison Square Garden, to go out there and get a finish like that, it's impressive, man, and the guy's the real deal. So before we even get into how I think this fight plays out, I think we need to give props to Dustin Poirier for even taking this fight. You don't see a lot of these vets go down and face some of the up-and-coming guys and give them a shot to break into the top five, but that's exactly what Dustin's done here. He's giving Benoit an opportunity to go out there, make a name for himself, and get a big win. So you got to give Poirier the props for that, and I know he does usually catch slack for not fighting down and kind of only looking for money fights and big fights, but you can't say that here. Dustin Poirier is going out there and seeing if he still has what it takes to hang with the big guys. So a great thing for us is that this fight is 5 rounds. And I say that's great because we're going to get to enjoy 25 minutes of it. Well, close to anyways. I think this fight will probably either go two ways. We're either going to see a quick finish from Benoit where he just goes out there, throws Poirier off, and gets a finish within the first 2 rounds. Or we see Dustin be able to hang in there and be durable enough to go all 25 and potentially get the win himself. Now, which one do I think is more likely? Probably Benoit Saint-Denis to get a finish in the first 2 rounds. Listen, I love Dustin. He's one of my favorite fighters, and he's one of the reasons I got into the UFC. So, of course, I would be more than happy to see him go in there and get a win. However, he is fighting Benoit Saint-Denis, and Benoit is, who I believe, one of the best fighters in the lightweight division and will be a future champion at some point. And this guy is on a tear right now. He's young, he's hungry, and he has momentum. And this is the exact type of win he would need in order to be able to call for a title shot. Which is exactly how I think this fight's going to play out, to be honest with you. I think Benoit is going to be trying to pick away at the body, and he's going to have the opportunities because Dustin's going to be covering his head. He's going to be scared of that potential head kick that could come, that came last time, and it's going to be what drives the fight in this one. I think Benoit is just going to, first couple of rounds, feel out Dustin. He's going to try and rip at the body because he's going to see the openings. He's going to pick him apart. He's going to hurt him, and it's going to give him an edge in the later rounds where he'll then, I think, will probably pick up a TKO victory. I'm going to predict that Benoit Saint-Denis gets the job done in round 4 by technical knockout. He's going to just be too much for Poirier at that point, and he's going to beat him up. But it's unfortunate because I think Dustin is amazing still, and I think he can compete with a lot of these top guys. But Benoit Saint-Denis different level of killer, and that's how I think it's going to play out. But that's where Dustin's advantage comes in this fight, the only one he has, in my opinion, and that's the 5 rounds. Dustin's fought multiple times in 5-round fights, and Benoit Saint-Denis hasn't. I don't doubt that Saint-Denis has a good gas tank and probably has the cardio to go all 25, but he hasn't done it yet, and Dustin has. So if Dustin could allow Benoit to try and wear him out early on in the first, second, third round, and then leave it for the later rounds for him to come and do what he needs to do, then that's the way I could see Dustin winning this fight, is just by tiring out Benoit and forcing him to make a mistake in the late rounds. But it pains me to say, I think that's his only chance at victory in this one. I don't think he's going to get a finish over Saint-Denis. maybe a submission if they get caught in a grappling exchange and Dustin gets an opportunity to. Maybe that could happen, but I really don't think he can knock out Benoit Saint-Denis. I think Saint-Denis is too technical, too dangerous, and for Dustin to win, he's going to just have to go all 25 and steal 3 rounds off of him. This is as tough of a fight as it gets for Dustin Poirier. I mean, you're putting it all out on the line against a literal ex-special ops military agent. I don't know what Benoit Saint-Denis was doing in France, but he was doing something with the military, and he is a straight killer. Like, this guy is dangerous in that octagon. Not too many guys are going to be able to hang with him, especially guys in the top 5 in the lightweight division. So Dustin going out there and being kind of the sacrificial lamb, I guess, makes sense. And yes, Dustin's getting up there in age, but you can't knock his career. I mean, the guy has been in so many amazing fights, has one of the best resumes in the history of the sport. So if he were to go out here and decide to retire, which apparently has been rumored that Dustin may retire if he loses to Benoit Saint-Denis, it wouldn't be a horrible way to go out. Obviously, you don't want to go out getting knocked out or something like that or losing, but I mean, he won't fight unless he's fighting some of the best, and consecutive knockout losses to Gaethje and Benoit Saint-Denis are the best of the best, and if there's a time to walk away, it would be after that. However way this fight plays out, though, honestly, I think this is going to be the best fight of the night, and I think potential fight of the year. This is 2 just brutal guys who are not afraid to bleed in there, are not afraid to get dirty and get down and just throw and just swing and bang, and I think it's just going to be an amazing fight. Either way, whoever wins, I think the fans are going to be the real winners in the end. So it pains me to say, but my official prediction for this fight is going to be Benoit Saint-Denis, almost said Dustin Poirier, Benoit Saint-Denis to win via KO or TKO in the later rounds. I'm thinking maybe around 3, maybe around 4, around there. He's just going to be too much for Poirier. I think with the wrestling, the grappling, the striking, it's ultimately going to wear Poirier down after a couple rounds, and he's going to get knocked out, which is very unfortunate, but I think it's just going to be the way it goes. Hats off to Dustin Poirier. Congrats on an incredible career, but I think it's going to end right here against Benoit Saint-Denis, and Saint-Denis will be the new boogeyman in the lightweight division that nobody's going to want to fight, but everybody's going to have to fight at some point, and I think after this fight, Dustin Poirier is going to be creating a future champion in Benoit Saint-Denis, and I'll be excited for it. There you have it. That's what I think of UFC's 299's co-main event, Dustin Poirier, Benoit Saint-Denis. Great fight. Fight of the year written all over it. I'm super excited for it. As for the rest of the card, let me know what you guys think, though. Do you guys think it's going to be Benoit? You think it's going to be Dustin? I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. This is a really tough fight to pick, and I'm interested to see the different perspectives. Thank you all once again for watching. Stay tuned for more UFC 299 content. I'm going to be breaking down a couple of the other fights on the card. So if you're interested, be on the lookout for that. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.